Hello everybody, Will from Interesting Productions back to show you my latest drawing. So, this is Hikaru and Kaoru from Ouran High School Host Club. If you have not heard of the anime, I highly recommend it, even though this pose might look a little creepy to you. So, basically, I'll just give you a little background on the twins. They're both in a host club, and they use this kind of, I don't know, they use this as a ploy to make girls fawn over them, and they act like they're gay. It's a weird concept, but it turns out to be absolutely hilarious in the cartoon. Don't let my description of it deter you from the actual cartoon. It's very good. So, I just loved the cartoon, and I really liked the art style, so I attempted to draw some of the characters. I wanted to do Tamaki, but I couldn't find any good pictures, and Hikaru and Kaoru are my next favorite characters. So I found a great picture, a landscape picture on Google, and it turned out great, I think. I wasn't able to do too much shading, but what I did do worked out pretty well. Forgot to color the ties, so let me do that real quick. So, what was really difficult and interesting there were several things, I'd say, but I mean the specific things that I really want to point out. Well, the roses, of course. Let me just zoom in on some of these. It took me forever to draw them. I pretty much just started with a little circle and a dot that had the center, little outlines of the leaves and the vines, and then I did most of the petals, and then I did the shading, and it turned out to be these things. Whether you think they look like roses or not, I don't know. I almost thought that they didn't look like roses, but I got a little critiquing, and some people think they look okay. The hands are very interesting too, how they're splayed, and I didn't get them quite right, but I got them pretty decently. Hold on here. I see something wrong, and I'll see if I can fix it. You might notice that I keep switching pencils. It's because I'm not a very organized person, and I switch pencils a lot, and because I lost the last one. So I don't really use a specific kind of pencil, and that's usually a problem because a lot of my work is smudged because my hand gets all the lead on it and it smudges around. I mean, they turn out well, but I know they could look better if I use better materials. So if anyone has any tips about that. But anyway, let's get back to this. Let's see, some other interesting things. They're definitely the clothes folds, like how the shoulders are up because they're laying down and they're supporting themselves on the arms, but how there are these different folds in the clothes. If you watch the actual show, you realize that they're in this really fancy uniform, and it's kind of, I mean, it's big shoulders and not big shoulders. I mean, just the actual parts of the clothes. It's kind of complicated for me to describe. It's probably someone who knew anything about clothes could, but I'm just interested in all these different kind of folds that go on. I've never encountered anything like that in other anime or manga or cartoons or anything. And, you know, these various folds here and there. It was interesting to go through that. And, well, also the hair, very, very spiky. I could have done a lot more shading, but I chose not to. And the eyes, just that kind of closed, but you can definitely see the eyelids shaded and everything. Kind of forgot to put those eyelashes in there. See, you get to see a little bit of drawing just because I forget to do a thing here or there. And some of these lines are kind of dark, but that's just because I went a little overboard. Because I was really into the drawing, you know, just going sha 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 sha. I'm really into it. This took me like, I mean, it took me about an hour, like a half hour, maybe more, to do the outlines. Then I showed it to my art teacher, and then it took me maybe another half hour. I didn't really time it to actually draw in everything. Probably it took more than a half hour to do all these roses and everything. But in the actual lapse of days, it was like 3, but in actual time, it probably took me like an hour and a half. So, and if you guys want to do Hikaru and Kaoru as well, I'm going to post this to the group page and encourage you guys to study this because I thought it was really interesting. You can do this image or you can find another one on Google. If you need me to send you some images, you know, send me a message. So, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.